Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand, just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod. Your 9mm semi-automatic finger pistols make 2 satisfying snaps. Strange for such a small caliber of finger pistol to sound so chunky. The flower in your hand is impressed. So is she. That's not actually true. She's looking toward the yard and doesn't notice them, which is probably for the best. Because, didn't someone mention she's a rape victim? Six crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped.
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that, isn't it?
The revolutionaries, so the communers and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their... maybe not. We'll see. Yes, but not this early. Not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
The petals feel dry and fragile. Wait, have you noticed there's a war veteran playing a ball game on the plaza? You should ask...
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
She looks at the dried petals in your palm. Then chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger.
Pretty. Looks like a dried Maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style? Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? Again? Seriously, man. Fine. I know her.
How well do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months.
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten.
You mean Revachol? Nah, she's an immigrant. Or a drifter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some...
Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. And what was up with the partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun.
What do you think I meant? Yes, yes, and no. Got something to say about it? No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details of that.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of,
Yeah, whatever. Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down. And she does.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch.
this is a diversion. Stay on track.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. And you went and pushed her. I am gonna...
Hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy! Everard personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south,
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips. Someone has to rush in to break the tension.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was in it.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that. We have machines. We're in legit...
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing west.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day.
Don't put yourself down.
Yeah, man. They're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff.
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You don't care about evidence. The fucking...
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin board.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to...
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide.
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
The compact tape player. The machine was made in Revachol by a company called Le Mercier. Their logo depicts the triple-towered Delta skyline. It was supposedly built. There's no fixing this one.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix. But it isn't. My Kinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps...
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabinier do for you? I prefer the old name, Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. It used to be. But the communards were fond of them too. Call them revolutionary. You know what? No. They brought me misery.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sold the ID for you, was it? She gave them...
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston. But not while we have
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. But I think you have to wait for at least a month.
Hello again. How can I help you? Yeah, we still have those boomboxes on the shelves. Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but sure thing. Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday. They went their way.
Wait, then it might be true. Everard's claims.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
People as oleaginous as Everard seem like they're lying, even when they're really being truthful. With Kim here too. That just sounded really, really...
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the... And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for... Sure, man. Yeah.
A typical Martinez streetlight sit. The boomboxes wait on the shelves. And your boombox, that gold and amber, Harman.
Is the Harman Welshie W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel format. Absolutely. I've tested... Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. A discount? I do...
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Doorgunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play. Careful. You can only do this once.
$4 is offensively low, but just this once. For the music, concrete, cop. And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever, turn any tape into a
The porter reel is you push, command set, and the tape starts spinning.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your portal-reel. The tape stops spinning.
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Still. End of recording. One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his? I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony. At least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring. As the porter...
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
The phrase was used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his,
She's quite observant about the human character. Trained to observe, even.
running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezud all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower. We're all scraping up any happiness we can find.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed...
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Like, for example...
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to...
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can tend.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to. Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left.
Oh, that. It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. How? Imagine him lying in bed, freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course.
Is this Orani's lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Orani's lit. A moment he's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port. Oh yeah. No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Semenine Islands, and on other islands too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself. It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic? He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die. The young woman looks at you, then...
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Oranje? Oranie's map of waterways? This fits with his tattoo.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Her eyes follow yours on the piece of paper.
Yes. Like, pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can...
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened...
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee. bloated beyond all recognition was 42. Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity. How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
Huh. How?
She's buying time to formulate the best art.
I don't know. 1, 2. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. How old is a newborn cop who doesn't remember he's a cop?
You're not.
Sure he is. You know, age is just a number.
Yes, but for him that number is higher than 45.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium.
I was just thinking.
Clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? And?
He tenses immediately. Chest tightens, jaw sets, ready for another blow.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good, god.
Seems like they wanted to give Klausir a second chance to play along.
Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Yeah, maybe. That is a possibility. Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
Yeah, he fucking told you he knows her.
Nah. Yeah. You're right about that. She takes way.
Well, it's as they say. You can't do anything with an underdose.
With an overdose, you can at least try to come off it. Take a bath, do breathing exercises. Yeah, underdose isn't an act.
Yeah, but I mean, she has an actual drug problem. Not like you. Not like us. I don't think I've ever seen her sober. I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing. The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables. Who could? It's getting harder and harder to perform one's part in this sordid play.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you. Next time you see her, tell her. That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be. Clausia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
What the hell are you talking about? Look around, cop.
I don't know, boss. I'm all...
Yeah, me too.
You won't hear it.
These working class oafs don't know how to talk about feelings. You should.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? And
he tenses immediately.
That
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
fucking fuckity fucker.
Yes.
Funny.
Seems like they...
Right.
Please try to...
This is just...
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Nah. I know her. Yeah. Well?
With an open yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. I asked for your opinion. Not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to her.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this.
Yeah, guy.
Why? Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
I already told you.
There's less gusto in the man in Luke.
Come on.
You know what? Next time, that'll... Yeah.
On the floor.
What is?
Why do we make...
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity...
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative. Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never fault, but you know someone who might. Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All, just remember it's about more than Clausia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Goddamn right. This is you.
Fuck, Dennis. We don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbor works for the...
work for the wrong company, and they execute you.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it. That's the weak one. You
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol, either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his hole. What? What does that mean?
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm too old for a shot like that now.
Suddenly, there's an awful ringing in your ears. Your body temp. To your right, you sense the air move. The lieutenant, you only manage to perform one more movement. An instinctive jerk to your left. Then, no sound. More dead cops. Sad news from the district of Martinez, as the bodies of 2 police officers are found floating in the canal. It is believed
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? And
he tends
that
that fucker wasn't aimed at.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say?
Yes.
Funny.
Seems like.
Right.
Please try to...
This is just...
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Yeah? Nah. I know her. She handled him.
Yes, yes. We heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story.
But she didn't.
Fantastic.
Yeah, guys. We should get...
Why?
Success. They admit
already.
There's less. The man is hookah.
Come on.
You know, next time. That. Yeah.
On the floor.
What is?
Why do we make it...
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hoppo.
The window might be closing. The more big. Convince Titus, but you know someone who. Fatang. Just remember.
Huh?
He'll get it.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Goddamn...
Fuck, Dennis.
work for the wrong company, and they execute you.
It wasn't that.
That's it.
Officer.
Fire up. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler?
I left it home. I can't get it.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told...
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions. He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his eye.
Another nod.
Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the
Good analogy, Bob.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. You keep taking it easy, too. And we went upstairs. Sure as day, the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged. You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. They can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her, from the old world. They're powerful, connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue. I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing.
He's calmed down, threw all that turmoil away, and became himself. These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks.
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
The big guy turns to Glenn, who's about to say something. The blonde shuts his mouth before a word escapes.
I'll say it again. All the Hardy Boys are right here, cop. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway. Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klausya you want to talk. In a minute.
Remember the
That's right.
The big guy, the blonde.
I'll say it again. All we're Hardy Boys. And that's it. Glad you understand that.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But that's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo.
We'll take that into account.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
I'm sorry for wasting your time. I should have known that you'd find.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on. Is it? Something is off here. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
Why did you waste our time then?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into. You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and a grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Aranye, the old world.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. Just business, but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me. No, I want.
It's okay. Tell us as much as you're comfortable.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Oh. Yeah. It was a real...
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time.
It's okay. Were you in...
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of the...
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union... Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say...
Ruby?
Ruby. You know,
The leader?
the Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the... Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten... Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the...
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here.
What exactly did you...
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies.
Lowe's Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me. Sure. I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. People lost their jobs. Good people. A lot of people got hurt. When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass explode.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with, so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs. Took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that.
All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand, a military weapon using jacketed ammunition. Now, you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor. I don't know. His friends have rifles. Maybe those psychos did it? Coalition military have rifles.
She might have been a tad disingenuous when she avoided talking about the bullet in his head. Look who's waking up from 1,000 years of sleep.
I've said I'm sorry. What more do you want me to say? I did my best not to lie. It didn't always work. What does that mean?
Do drugs make you aggressive?
No. People don't take drugs to kill each other. I thought you Ravishol people would be more enlightened on this. I'm sorry, officer. I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before.
True, sire. 'Tis true.
Like what?
She nods, silently. He's thinking, or maybe you should take her to the station for safekeeping. She lied to you, and she's a flight risk. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need multi-face. I'm beginning to doubt your judgment. Are you sure you're not sleeping on the post? You have to wake this one up with force if you want to continue pushing her.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
But we are awake, sire. Get a hold of yourself just once, will you? Try to look past the sexually lax morals, and so you say. But give us one example of deceit. Just one. Lady folk do not know of such things. Ballistics and weapons. You should stop staring at her and say, it looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least.
Officer, it's a fine...
But we are awake. Get a hold, so you say. But give us one example of deceit. Gosh, she's so young, isn't she? Be careful not to look too long into it. It looks like this one's...
Officer,
But we are. Get a hold, so you say. But give us one example of deceit. Who is this personhood picking these seditious options? Can't you see the detective grows weary? Stop staring at her eyes and it looks like this one's not waking up.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and willow-wisp. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately, before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are old. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't...
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late.
It checks out.
She stands before you.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after.
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. It's Katarzyna Elysium.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music-infused alcoholism.
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Elysium is my father's name. You can call me whatever you want. It's Katarzyna.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells... She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist. She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
There may be grounds here, at least.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
She purposefully misrepresented information crucial to the case. Fucking mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please, no. I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a...
Ruby. She has this thing for me, ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
What she's saying is...
And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me when I started spending time with Lely. She told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting.
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started develop...
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing...
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as...
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? The lynching?
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
Some of that fear is still with her. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
She could have had access to the roof. You've noticed that door there, right? Maybe it leads downstairs. She could have come to the roof through that, then taken the shot right here, where I stand.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing. That is possible.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got weird.
Okay, and arrest the liar. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Thank you.
Something tells you, you will. She nods, then nervously pulls on her cigarette.
Okay.
She slowly lights. You are. This is not the end of this.
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety. We demand her. She slowly lights.
Officer. It's... Officer. It's a fun... Officer. It's a fine day for questions.
Soft. Light, I have bad... You know these guys? Who? Yes, you. He's talking about you. You too. Me? These guys? I'm sorry I didn't catch it sooner. It takes conscious effort. Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this. For a second, still smiling. A tired smile.
Officer. It's a fun...
Just like the last... Don't worry. We will... You are at the strange moment. Ends. It was brief.
Officer.
It's just like... Don't worry. We will... You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that... She presses. Her hair brushes the strange moment.
Officer. It's a fine...
Just like the last time. Don't worry. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise. You are advised. There are muscles on... She presses her hair. The strange moment. And...
Officer.
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you. Directly in... I have bad news. You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, you. He's talking about you too. Me? What did I do? I'm merely a master thespian. These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore. Believe it. There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume all bullshit, man. I ain't compromised, especially that guy. That guy, no fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol, really. Quick. Glory, truth, softness, how it always does. There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are. No. It's better to know you're being played than to be played. Yes, Mr. Thespian here has been singing paeans to how truthful she is. She is a lady, most fair and just. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than... That is correct. And a little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of them. But when it comes to assessments of character and fact, don't be melodramatic. You can trust them, just not with her. You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly. See? It's oddly moderate. Probably. Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this. The silence broken.
God, no. Officer, it's a fine...
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover. She probably didn't give you her... Take it easy. Don't overcompensate. Yes, start at the top. Choose at the bottom. It's how we... See?
I agree.
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work like I lied before. It's good that
It's a grad name. Jimsk or Yugo.
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Alasia is my father.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
There may be
a little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking at...
I did. There was an...
That anyone...
What time?
Thursday.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call, too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you, but I haven't done...
She fucking mind gang. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please, no. I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell.
She's...
Ruby.
She has the...
What she's saying is...
And more. When I started...
I don't understand.
She said...
And you let her...
A little.
I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let...
This is...
Somehow...
This, yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
She came over and she's a...
Some of that fear is still with her. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
She could have had access. She could have come...
Then slipped back downstairs with...
Interesting theory.
Yes, of course. She's been up here many...
Okay. Arrest the lie. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Still? After all this... Sir, please. But I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground...
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
I don't know. To spend my days with smoke, drink and dance, wallowing in shit. You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. You don't have to take me in right now. I promise, I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. In 2 months.
You do have the form.
That's it. I'm calling it. Kim is beyond compromised. Definitely, sire.
Everything could change. This city, the extradition rules, the people after me could be in jail. Or maybe Ravishol could be free.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
I know, but...
The political gambit has failed. This was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision is yours. You alone stand on the throne of your mind. She looks at you in silence. Her face... Wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have to transport her. You'd be without your partner for the rest of... Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
I won't.
This may have been a grave maybe, maybe not.
I promise I will be right here all the time, nights too. I'll help you any way I can in this investigation, and I will be at Station 41 in 6 weeks. I promise.
She slowly. You are. This is not the end of this.
Officer, it's a fine lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. She nods.
Okay.
She slowly lights another cigarette.
It's you again. What is it? Why? Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her.
And fuck you!
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus.
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's, starting from the right. sitting across at the up. He spent and then the M in the far on his. Let's call this one size in the middle. In conclusion, these 7 exactly, but none of this is news to you. You've stood there for about 4. Nothing is happening. The pieces are sorry. You're not coming up with. There we go. Your mind is a relaxed muscle. Blissful idiot. Say something. You stood there for too long.
It's you again. What is it? Why? Sounds like you wanna put Ruby's one of us.
And fuck.
Ruby is missing.
That's
I think.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden flash of lightning in your neo.
because she was here all night.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No.
That's a lie.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out, too. She has a complex operation to run from.
This complex operation is
Just because she was gone.
he's been through it. That means, all right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
Why not? Begin draw maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. Nah, the only way up there is through Clausia's room. What do you mean? We've only been drinking here for what?
Been thinking.
There you go. Tatted on his ass. We know.
No, but that doesn't prove. And
It's just 2 doors.
What if those 2 doors are connected, Eugene? Is that your name, Eugene? If they are connected, she could have gone to the kitchen, gone up, shot him on the roof, then come down.
Yes, she could have. This is one long shot. All right,
what wench? Where's the wench?
on the side of the
I've seen the wind.
Fuck off, man.
garbage.
It's never a sound.
Or ghost. It's never.
Firmly try shit on a stick. All you've established is a possible route to the roof. And even then, a route doesn't put that bullet in the Burke's head. A gun does.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby, but what if you miss interesting information that way? The choice is ultimately yours. But
You lost your gun?
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? No, you didn't. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun.
stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
That looks antique. A Bell McGrave. It's inoperable.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots.
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just this.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade.
You just showed him a breech-loading gun.
A broken old broomstick is what.
Time to really close the deal. Show them the bullet. The blonde man looks at the mushroomed.
Yeah, the bitch is jacketed all right.
Whoa. Well, goddamn. It's not proof, but it's a possible murder weapon. Close to her. You have been thorough. I'll give you that.
Look, fucker.
Yeah, I don't...
Look who's finally speaking. Ratty's been uncharacteristically quiet since you started theorizing. Maybe he has something to gain from implicating her.
She organizes things.
It's clear this one is protected.
Easy now, Glenn.
You don't need to prove any.
Look, fuck.
Yeah, I don't...
Look who's finally.
Nah, man.
It's clear.
Easy now.
You don't need to prove anything. Doubt is enough.
I don't know, Cop.
Easy now, Al. This.
Titus, we're not seriously.
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one.
Time for a logics demonstration. He scoffs.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
The man is
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious violation.
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her?
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she's skipped town. This is good.
Nah, man.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking has no place in a police investigation. A more logical conclusion that you wish to avoid is that she knew what had happened because she did it.
Yeah. Like what? A thing?
Yeah, but...
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
Yeah? No.
Knew what?
Come on, Glenn.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with...
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. Figures. But that Ruby is queer as cabaret. Now that I start thinking about it. And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a Hardy.
And then, boss...
If it's true.
There's no fucking leadership, chump.
Man, no...
Okay. We ruled out infighting. That's so...
Silence. The old man in a very small nod. And a
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Added to your list of suspicious. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlogged. She's not here, so I'm thinking.
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
Lizzie needed some air. No one goes to tell Everard anything. He knows what he has to know. Fast.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own plan.
She's not far. We know that much.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation. I told you. Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. Sure, the human experiment. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure. She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other. Open them up. Like can.
Fucking hell. Titus.
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having to go on.
Silence. He nods.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus, this called Pete. But she was too scared. Sure, there's some shithouses there, a cinderblock town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby...
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass. Behind the dockworkers, there's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny special... Someone hid the key in the bush and attached a yellow ribbon to make it close enough to the latch up there. One...
Huh? I'm not your janitor.
If he says it's there, it's there.
I don't know about that.
Sorry, fucko.
I'm gonna
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the key is brass. Workshop spare.
Come on, man. We were just having...
I'm tired of listening to your shit. Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
It could open the door.
It's worth a try. You see a heavy... The key fits the dimple lock. The darkness before you smells like engine grease and cut. Over there, in the corner. Over there, not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball.
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats, a classic. Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats get the game on, Fingerboy. Those... It takes a while. Go, go.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
Your game, suddenly, maneuvering a tiny hammer and ampoule. The words pale.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting...
There's so much fog, you can be... This, you're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat, how? The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee. There goes nothing. You see, the key fit the dark. All these mesmerizing feels like it might jump back to...
You can't...
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. Kim, Pinball, Kitsuragi. Exactly. That's what he's known as.
So now he remembers. Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations. No human being should. It is a game that requires... It is lame. I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me. Fine. I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring. As you do when you're a juvie cop. It was not a... End of story. That time is over now. I was already a 30. It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents. Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too. Now, we really need to continue our...
Over there, not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle.
The pinball... Ah.
Cornelius, get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. The theme of the peak areas around the playfield above the painting of a moustache. Indeed. Think of them as balls. Over there. Over there, not just any pinball machine.
Ah, great.
Cornelius, get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers. It takes a while to go.
I feel sorry for the gods. If they only knew the kind of guy... An avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by... He also hit his wife, but you seem to be having fun.
Your game, suddenly, maneuvering a tiny hammer and ampoule. The words, pale rupture, light up on the speed.
Congratulations.
This, you're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, But that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
How, if you can't even see it? The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee. There go. Over there, in the corner, not just any pinball.
Ah, great.
Cornelius, get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are... It takes a while. Go.
I feel sorry.
Your game, suddenly maneuvering a tiny happen and the words... This, you're down to your last goat. With automation-like precision, you keep the final goat ball in play, reacting to the tiniest stimuli. Gaudy ball.
Huh?
A panel opens up at the top of the playfield, and a new ball charges downhill. So violent is its descent, it immediately knocks the last goat into the abyss. Then proceeds to high score, announce the speakers, and the whole machine lights up. Then the flippers retract, leaving a perfect opening for the gaudy ball to join the goats backstage.
That's amazing. You didn't just win. No one I know has ever beaten Gordy's goats. That is a monumental achievement, Detective. Congratulations, Your Highness. That was really impressive. The machine needs a good service before anyone else can even... Yes. Good times.
Once again, the machine... The machine... This small elevator smells of new... The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July.
That it does. I say, let's brave it. At the end of the last century.
It appears his whole enthusiasm is sarcastic. There are a small steel plaque reads, Halter 8.
Seems like a small freighter.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Large prints. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand sole with logos on it. It seems custom-made or old-fashioned.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. No, these little...
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer...
This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball memory.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place. It means someone snuck through what seemed like a secret route, leading to the roof, from where you can shoot our victim. This prince, officer, could be the prince of our killer.
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusion. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
You lean closer to the... This is the inside of the barred door you've seen before.
Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension.
Folded M dimension.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation.
Nothing happened. The sky...
So, officer... I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is.
Nothing happened. The sky...
So... I was just thinking...
Nothing happened. The sky is...
I was just thinking...
Nothing happens.
I was...
Nothing happens.
I was just thinking...
Nothing happens. There is...
I was just thinking...
Nothing happens.
I was just thinking...
Nothing happens.
I was just thinking...
Nothing happens. There...
I was just thinking... What...
Nothing happens. There is a... The sky...
So... I was just thinking...
Nothing happens. There...
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is.
Nothing happens. There is a mass of droplets.
I was just thinking.
Nothing happens.
I was just thinking.
Nothing happens. There is a...
I was just thinking.
Nothing happens.
I was just thinking.
Nothing happens.
I was just thinking. What?
Nothing happens.
I was just thinking.
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 Nothing happens.
I was just thinking. What a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation.
Nothing happened. The sky is low.
So. I was just thinking.
Nothing happens. A thin man. As you step, okay, it's definitely not his name. The man puts his cup down and replies. He looks up. Shrugging is an international sign for. He smiles. It's almost like music.
Yes?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic.
I've considered it. I don't think I can say one way or another. I do think it's... I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win. I am the finest of nothing. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
He's right. There are no airtight theories, just paranoia. You've given it some thought. Now let it go.
What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? There's no 3 days ago during that time. Okay then. Was good.
Can I help you? You're already set for the night. Your door is...
The Coppernado is back. What do you want? Yeah.
Oh, hello, dear. That's just it. You have more important things to worry. Just some field work. But they should have...
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Oh, sweetie. It's nothing. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day. Oh, my. What happened to the water lock? Oh, sweetie, if it...
You're welcome.
I hate to ask.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his... Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. Surely things can't be that bad. You know where we are. That's right. In a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, to be precise. The new much is... Speaking of history, that's right.
Her relief is out.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? No, sadly not.
Meaning, buying is voting.
It is quite but...
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, it has you...
Aside,
but...
She means this sincerely. Worrying won't do you...
Someone...
No, I'm not an encyclopedia.
Of course. Then... But thank you, sweetie. Oh, yeah.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research in...
That's...
She's...
My apologies.
It's searching...
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline. But you doubt there was ever a time...
Oh, sweetie.
The lieutenant gives you...
What else?
Oh, yeah.
Where... Hence its name, the...
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects.
It's not made. It's simply a... Well, of course.
Enthusiasm is...
I suppose I have something... Yes. Oh, I doubt. Oh, dear. Morel can explain it. Oh, dear. I'm not... I hope I've been useful.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
What wall?
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you...
The color has drained from his face.
Absolutely.
Well, he's definitely not lying.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job and mine.
Yes, I absolutely will. Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not. Oh, okay.
He's really, really holding himself back. It takes a lot of willpower.
Okay, what is back there? Ha! I knew it. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean. No, I was...
He was wondering about something business-related, about how much money he could make of one.
Capitalist plot. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here.
Yeah, those numbers he said.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building. Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she?
What? Did someone...
We were just paying you a compliment. Good thing that guest pays for her stuff on time. Why? No, fuck it. Yeah, neither do I. Thank you for telling me, I guess. Good thing she pays for her stuff on time.
Sounds like she has money tucked away somewhere. Enough to be a stable paying guest.
Yes?
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. The lieutenant looks around, the dusty crowd.
Looks like it.
A creek.
Downstairs in...
Remember the...
Ah, yes.
But then it went...
At some point, if that's true, he does not...
Stupid superstition.
I was just thinking, what? I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is.
A warm column of air rises around you, encircling the building. Because it's warm, from the vapor, a great cube. For her, the guest, waiting. For Gloria, soon these clouds will all fall down as rain. Spring will come.
You mean here in Martinez? I'm waiting for the miracle to happen.
And what would that miracle be?
The return, of course. Now, I know I'm not from around here. I would only be hitchhiking. The return is a big hit in the industrial espionage circles. A lot of desperate, seedy types there. All screwed in this unipolar world. Don't you know, sir? I thought you were from around here. You look like Mr. Revachol. The return, well, it's part urban myth, part political science. It's a fool's hope, sir, and it's also all I've got. They say there will be an event in Revachol. Revachol West.
Le retour.
Of the king, of the nation, of communism. But at the same time, I mean, things can't go on like...
It's an empty vessel, an amphora waiting to be filled. Something always returns from the...
Soon. No need to worry, Lieutenant.
These streets? I'm not so sure, miss.
Yeah, I guess it is.
So she thinks, at least partly, that this return will feature a self-governing Revachol. She has already placed her bets.
As I said, there's talk. In the competitive intelligence crowd, a lot of people, like me, we need a new color on the map. It's all blue, you see. No, I came all this way on a false passport and some money. To hide, mostly. Where the walls are still porous and you can slip. I do.
I agree, Detective. Something is coming. Trouble. It will be hot.
Something is happening in this city.
Her thought trails off. The wind picks up. You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul, utterly, and through a PA system by other people. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should sing the serves them. You would need another copy of the tape first, though.
Can I help you? Absolutely.
You wait and see, Cafford. Absolutely. Your body is ready.
Another thing. Great. I love, though. What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
Everyone knows of it. Obviously it hasn't. Look at the proof. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. Yeah. It's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way. Especially for this, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area. I don't place much stock in the curse and so on, but the label frightens the clientele. Who wants to stay at a doomed hostel? Everything. Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail.
Good pick.
Luck has got nothing to do with it.
Against the doom, it's implied.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell... Yes?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. A mirror hangs on... The bed is still cold from the... The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you're not cooperating. It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel...
That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately.
Oh, yes. That'll check you out.
Don't be stupid, Harry. It's not happening. They don't make new kidneys and livers.
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that? Sure you do.
Some of them are. Some of them are nice. At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like your people are beautiful.
What do you think you're doing right now?
Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that.
The window stands. The morning light hurts. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. The woman in an RCM patrol officer's
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now. I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you? No, you haven't wronged me. Okay, fine. Let's...
What does one talk about with a fellow op?
What, precinct?
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
I don't know.
Don't say anything, Judith. Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses.
Okay.
I'm just looking out for...
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
Yes.
Something about the man with sunglasses and you. The energy between you two is making her...
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Then why?
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That ruby of yours? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and ruby-centric in the end. Anything struck you a bit off about this mishmash? Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. No, they didn't. True. Strange how you conducted the whole advanced ballistics analysis and then hand-waved it. Good point. It is rather rare these days, but do continue. True. No, they didn't. Notice how this hasn't come up at all. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. Free as a bird on that roof, lighting up a cigarette and thinking, don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes, I got the message.
The lieutenant leans in to listen, notebook in hand.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Cortenaer. That's E-L-L-I-S Kortenaer. Exact date of birth, unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on 28th of February, 09. He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family. This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminese conflict. Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Revachol. None, officer. It's a garden tool used to press leaves into...
It is. Thank you, Alice. Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice.
No problem, Lieutenant.
A name. This is very good. Elise Cortenard.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions? Just a sec. Sylvie Malaika on the... Yes, hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective? No, not me. What? Of course it bothered me. No one calls the police. You know, what the union says goes. People listen. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to tell you, officer. Okay. Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law. You told me back in the whirling. You told everybody. And so does... Oh, no.
Real police were never uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things. Please, no. Not this again. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and... You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you...
Oh, those again. I have been trying to wean you off them. You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out, off of that, people... I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall, painting them red. I won't be seeing it."
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like, "Big bucks cannot lie," and "Guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns." It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask.
You hear the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Roger that. 10.
All around you, rain falls on the great... The spring thaw must be here. Looking up at the sky, cold water, grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. Humid, your coat shields you from the rain. Capeside apartments, tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone wall. Hallways collapse from the mortar. The morning new. A yard. The great gates of the industrial harbour are locked. A chill runs down your back. Behind the gates, heaps of La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbour. Couronne, a silvery curtain of... You have never... Sheets of rain over the water. A flight of stairs leading into the ocean. The ruins of a half-sunken seafort. Urban coastline. Coal City. Your hair is an oil, a traffic jam. Rain, the road ascends. To be in Martinez, standing in the rain.
Have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at?
In the rains, your vision blurs. Coalition-era statics.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we are dressed for it. Let's keep moving.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is just like that. It's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. You see your face, such as it is without the expression. It's just hairy.
Officer, what brings you up here in the... I really don't know, sir. I certainly don't feel like I've won. I feel like shit, sir. All the time. Clearly, I haven't. We're having this conversation, aren't we? How well...
The rain falls on her shoulders.
I'm stuck in Martinez just like all of us. I've been up here for... I don't know how long now. I like to call this my rooftop containment facility. I don't know what to say. None of this is fortuitous for me. Did I?
The lieutenant looks away, over the railing.
The what? Oh, I mean, there's no reason for me to think they're somehow connected to her. For my sins, for destroying my first love.
She nods. There is suddenly a strange glint in her eyes. Not malicious, but dangerous. A rusting control. You grab the handle, the water lock starts moving.
All right, we can go to the coast now.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold.
This is what the loyalists look like.
Which ones?
Big men.
Franco-Nigerian.
This set of...
I think their poverty has been exaggerated. Maybe.
All the old... A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor. The light pole. This would make...
Yeah.
His manner...
It was...
We are not here, you have to admit it.
700 real. The light.
The light...
The most important...
Okay, that checks out. What a shirt. All up smells like worn cotton.
Sniffing is okay. I mean...
Okay.
You sound beside.
It's for the best. Because his theory isn't
Too...
That's dirt cheap.
But... why? I sympathize, I do. But this is a for-profit enterprise.
That's dirt cheap.
You should.
That's dirt.
But why? You'll just have to buy
That's dirt.
But are dealing good. Welcome to... Top of the morning to you. How may I be of perhaps? I just like being awake for the transition.
Feeling warm and a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects.
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them. I was with...
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
The
People's Pile, a primitive construction, needless to say, an emergency valve defect resulted
We were
on the patch.
I lived by the... There wasn't much the volunteer force could do. There's a no one.
So much.
A bunch of poor people built the... So I came to... I like...
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Sure. I'm not purchasing any more club. Oh, a photic.
You have absolutely no idea what a photic...
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, Pat.
The portal reel is you press the large button marked Commencer, and it sounds like someone's moving in the room, yet telling you about the tiniest church. Within seconds you know this is the one. A click, then silence. Of course yep, they're all here. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's got the lieutenant watches you pack up the boombox. Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing.
In this yard?
He's assessing the situation.
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscur. A black...
On aerial photos.
Practically, it's not an official term in... Yes, and you picked it up as part of the Jamrock Shuffle.
It's not meant as nagging.
We should move.
Banged-up motor carriage lies. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez?
It appears to be so. I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden, sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. The motor carriage. A single day in the salty seawater. The logo is too...
The ice hasn't...
The estimate...
Let's wait for the load.
Great idea. Then we can get the thing...
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
As you sit down in the old, rusty place, the hinges creak under your weight. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky. The tune of the lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Then, still looking straight ahead, two birds on a wire whistle. The wind blows. In the distance, behind the church, some vagrants are having an argument over a bag of tear. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
I believe it's following a...
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't.
Yes.
It is a simple and yes.
It's as if he knows what it stands for, but wants you to say it. Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle?
But it could also be the number of a police precinct.
A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this. I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here. Of whom? I don't...
Probably. Try definitely.
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly. That is very You'd be well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine. Let's face it.
This was 20%.
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation, I'm afraid it will have to be there like that.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything.
You can still whistle. At least we have a pretty... Yes.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You.
At least something good came out of all this.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and in the lower right corner, the man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is up, but the badge is new. You used an old photo, 8, maybe 10 years. What do you think? It looks like you had quite the charming face. The lack of alcohol swelling is a bonus, though there's a pinch of that in your cheeks already. The badge in your head.
Harrier, that's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
The badge in your hands.
Lieutenant W. Freighter. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant. The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're W. Freighter. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant. Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol citizens militia.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system.
The lowest rank is junior officer. Usually kings like satellite officers and the additionally a freighter rank I already explained. No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work. It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found...
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it. Such a small yet...
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
The numbers are not there for good measure.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of... A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing...
The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us down. You're pretty sure you were...
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is... It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva.
Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names. He knew all those people, although they're not from his station. The badge in your hand. The worn and beaten...
We can sit on benches after we've solved...
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend. I know you do. These inter-Isolari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise in your nether regions. No one will call the moral intern on you like this. You're a little more moralist now, buddy. A little more normal. Makes sense. This is what wearing boring office trousers.
Hey, Tequila! Good to see. So what's happening? Yeah.
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you called someone Billy Brunel. Or
That's how things aren't going.
Idiot Doom Spiral, huh? This is bound to...
We are sick. Okay, we're drinking. So now it's a pirate's life for me. What's it about? I'll let my hand address. Maybe you've heard. I used to be a very successful businessman. I've signed more than a few lease forms or whatever the fuck they were. Anyone's got a pen?
I got a freebie.
The writing under the tiny crown logo reads...
Thanks, Rosie. Hey, Abs. Hey!
Don't you? You call Abigail?
I need you to sign this document right here. It's important. Don't close Abigail. No problem. Now, where the...
Fucking hard work done for the...
Don't call Abigail.
Thank you for your services, gentlemen. Should we go and mail these? I think I saw a mailbox on the plaza.
Okay, what's on your mind? Can't really remember seeing any women after...
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid. He really has no idea who this Ruby...
It's you. We've met...
No, you sure don't.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset... Suit yourself, Mr. Sunset. Let me take a sip. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. You got here. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
It is. Does that sound like something you'd do? The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series...
Do you remember the sound of wood?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality. Anyway, there was a brief... Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You rev the engine and the time hath come. So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things. Yeah, looms. We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on. Yeah, I agree. Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, how they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying...
Wow. That...
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work...
If you only knew.
You were pretty vague.
No one's fucked me.
Abigail!
It seemed pretty painful. Besides, in retrospect, I guess you told us no specifics, though. Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Yeah, I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve. You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid." It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid my whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. It depends.
The gleam in his... You might get scammed here.
Booze. So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Then I will...
All kinds, sir.
You too.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you so... From a distant sunset, a stage light. What are you, deaf? They're perfect. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around.
Good to see you, friend. So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. In the civilized...
Long.
The noxious odor.
Don't you call...
You're not... Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk. He snorts and...
Don't call...
The man hiccups.
There's no use.
The drunk man.
Down.
There was little chance he'd be...
Tequila Sunset.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow. Chemically, the road is smooth and motley. Craters, a tub warm with water. White number 312D. Craters pop. There's one tragedy comes from. The wind moves. The scruffy-haired little boy, the other one, looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his...
What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is gonna...
The kids don't reply. Absorb. The stone...
He looks just like me.
The boy, the rock kicker, was just...
You're bad with kids. Don't worry, everyone is. How about we...
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly.
Welcome to the fishing.
Then how does she know you're here?
Oh, welcome, police officer.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen. No, not you, but he was...
She says it as if he was on some kind of spirit.
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound. Maybe they are. Because you're... I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us? Nay, I haven't...
Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten.
This is my little cinder block.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate...
Would you now? I know how this works. Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organization. Help the storm clouds gather on the horizon. There's not much to tell. People come and go.
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around.
Ruby was here. You know it.
Stay? Who's that said? If lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there. That's exactly how they get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. We might not look like much, but they are ours. Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
Me? Now it's your turn, Mr. Quite a handle you got there. Just visit.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Well, and then there's the drugs. Not if I'm sure you did. Here,
Undercarts.
over
Between.
and all after the war, now the goodwill ran the lack of
riddles.
I sometimes isn't that what people
She nods. Rinse.
not much. Some
So
no, we've tried. Before you get to the church, I don't know exact of note. The old fish market up no one now. What? Use and now you know everything there.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with? A fishing village on the seashore. The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built. The name is Lillian.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. Not really.
But not when you're in a tight spot.
It's a regular. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, what makes you think that goes for men too? But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Sure,
It looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same unchanging grin.
The traces of her laughter are still there, in her eyes, fading fast.
No, I'm afraid not. Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. I guess.
If it is, then why the melancholy?
Gone. To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for—
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. Life didn't really—
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry. Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the— Sometimes I also walk—
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Wood, pieces of glass, bottles, drugs also, lost—
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
Don't have any.
You could use a hit right about now. Any hit, really. Feel that itch in your hands? The stiffness in your neck? That strange restlessness in your bones? You're not sure about—
Welcome.
Then how does she know you're here?
I still have a go. Oh.
We are not here.
Oh. No, he was.
She says it.
No, he was.
She says it.
Oh, the usual. Maybe because you're an. Look at me, Rambo. Stay. That's. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture. That's exactly. Don't.
Well, if you are not...
Just us. This.
The place is
Well, and then I'm sure you did.
under carts, boats,
Over.
between
An old military. After. Now the goodwill. Over there.
between here and
An old military. After the. Now the goodwill. The lack of.
it's a
Riddle.
So. Oh. It seems to be. Isn't that what people.
She nods, rinsing.
Not. Some things.
So,
No. Before you get. I don't know. Of nerd. No one. Now. What? Used. And now you. Me. Now it's your. Quite a handle you got. Nay.
Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten.
This is.
She's
there was a...
Would you now? I know how this world works. And it doesn't work when people tell on each other. I should have known. This is yet another union mess. There's not.
I see, ma'am.
You should look around your shack.
I'll just keep the Corda Lacey in the channel. Hi, ma'am. And it's, of course, Jetty.
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here.
What brings you here?
Nothing, really. I've had...
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Spying has such a negative connotation. Then there's the... How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to...
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Let's react.
Oh, I'm not frightened.
Above you, there forms a quilt, their cloud shadow.
Do you know how they discovered this place? No, they're in Celindian, Isola. I'm guessing you don't... Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is a... I knew you would sympathize. Most remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Do we?
I hear you have Maybe there is something else I can assist you with, while you're hot in pursuit? This reality?
Yes, an experimental side case.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
Are they now?
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd.
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away. You would be excused for not... I'm not a good ambassador. This place used to be a province. It's not really... Yes.
Known to the early Revachol.
Caillou.
It is clear this pebble and to humanity at large.
Revachol, the great history detective. They built this city to resolve in the DeLorean. The nation, they say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are, by that I mean, we are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people. In the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is. Oh, we're quite a way off.
A collection of tall ghosts.
22 kilometers.
Silence. The water, the light. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. She observes your eyes scanning the horizon. This is one thought you need.
Was there something else you wanted to know?
This has been informative. Might I suggest not as...
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
That is understandable, but perhaps it's...
Indeed. I'm always at your service. These are for the revolution. It's quite easy. Those would be the... Oh, and did they ever?
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
Yes. Oh, lots of people. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. Yes. Him and tens of thousands. The turn of the revolution. It wasn't a who,
It made people over... Of course.
It was a funny
From Revachol. Why? You and a city... The zone of modernity.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Time flies. The 20s saw a the 30s, yes. And quantitative easing. Welcome to reality.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here. And others. Perhaps it... I would assign 10 of the 4... The Liberals got... Liberals. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution. They didn't...
We. She's one of them. Of course.
To foreign intervention. The Coalition. The Liberals to... The Coalition of... The Moralists. At least not this.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
Rooty tooty, pointy shooty.
That's the way of history. Good question. What would you have done differently? And I asked you, past less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
A cold creeps up.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago?
The wind stops, and for a moment, there's a dog barks. A gun.
There is peace in...
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. When they failed to...
Opinions.
And what is your...
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable. They are what they... Anyway.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer. She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
No, not like me. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp who pushed the king under a shitwagon and betrayed the revolution. Are you liberated enough to offer up your home on a plate for financial colonists? No, I think not. Tell me, now that I've...
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
A fitting punishment, to be forgotten, if not forgiven. Save a prayer for us in our chateaus on... When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed. With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the effort.
While a gentle wind sweeps the street.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition.
Not here in Martinez. And not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it. Yes. Whatever else I am. A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless... Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible. This place, it's lovely, really. I'm thinking of buying it. Actually, yes. The thought did...
You both turn to consider the young woman. She's hunched over a net.
This place could use a competent manager. There's so much to be done. But then I'll never get round to it, will I? Doubtless I'll be off someplace keeping social classes from each other's throats. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion. Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is... It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing.
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't... Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around...
Wildpine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product?
We're in logistics. It's our... Yes, but...
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbor into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers
Didn't Titus mention that Ruby ran a complex operation out of her lorry? Could it be connected? Oh, how convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share...
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
We did.
We know the company has launched its own probe into...
Well, here's your chance. No, this is foul...
Well...
What is that?
Why I had to call East Motortract and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carrier.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lou. How do you...
There was a ship...
With all due respect to these desert... Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely. Then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. The two might...
Or not. Though, if you have evidence...
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done. I'm glad to hear, officer. I'm sure you'll find out just what that means soon enough.
She simply nods.
I love you.
Fast, observantly, she is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. What can I help you with?
How about you share your information on the lynching?
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them. My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will, because let me tell you, we are...
Meaning, the information she has will raise the stakes in...
The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crew...
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez. The air suddenly feels calmer. It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience. It is not a place, It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. 2. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment. Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your... What rationality? What sang-froid? What a fucking joke. Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed? There you have it. Sometimes holding the line is progress. The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual. Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow? That's right. Remember.
You're back. Good. What can I... More lessons in basic reality?
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close.
Glad to have been of... You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality.
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs. Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook. To his left is... Yes, he lost his mind, till we always do.
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso Mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolution...
Yes, we are the Revachol citizens.
He's being sarcastic.
We are.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts... The RC...
All three are good to know.
There's not yet. The post-revolution... They called...
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, so...
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so... Nothing more...
Yes.
He's being so...
Yes. Permit me... And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I am here to help. Glad to have been of his... Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with? A fishing village. The sign on the street. The name is...
Indeed. You're always confused as to your whereabouts.
Sure is. Hi.
No, ma'am. We...
Good.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt on the yellow belly.
In time.
Waves, my prediction.
Like I said, I sell sometimes.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're
Wood, bottles, drugs.
all right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
And go where? The fish are plentiful here and we get enough orders to get by. It's not great, but it's something. People imagine picking up and finding something better.
Hordes of wild home.
I don't mean to complain about my pauper life. We are warm and fed here.
A sudden gust of cold air blows in from the sea. Even at the worst of times, Revachol cares for its...
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year... You're back. More lessons in basic reality? Glad to have been of assistance. Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with? The name is Lillian. People call me Nat. Sure is. Hi.
No, man.
Good.
There's a moment's silence.
In time.
Wade, my prediction.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year... It's a... From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. What makes you... That goes for men too. But they... Sure.
The traces of her laughter are still there.
No, I'm afraid not. Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more... Gone. To the waves. He didn't now, but...
She really liked those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Us work life did...
This is... She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another. Better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this. Not really.
But not when you're in a tight spot.
Guns are expensive. From time to time, people need... Some went to patch their wound. Guess?
If it is.
Gone. He didn't now before...
She really liked those muscles, though. It's in the way.
Us working life didn't...
This is... She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another. Better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. Like I said, fish. I sell the... Sometimes...
Keep it professional, man.
Wood, bottles...
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all.
Well, the RCM has to wait for another one.
Spiky must have been a naval contact mine.
Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? Wasn't feeling it. That calls for a funeral, if you ask me. Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all. Why odd? Our things are...
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Oh yeah? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere. Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get.
Let's see. Who are you looking for? I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate? Aha! Like snowmen. 2 odd guys have been wandering around here. Knows it right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men, burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Oh, you're getting it. And it is gorgeous.
Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were headed. Okay. When did this person stay here? Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning. Yes, that's the optimal time. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Well, how can I assist you then? Oh? Well, how can I assist you? You're back. Good. The lorries are still stuck at the roundabout, yes? Excellent. It may come. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way.
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the... There's no echo. Maybe it's...
No idea. We might find her down some... In conclusion...
a metal payphone. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable. Calling. Still, this feels wrong. End of tone.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre? So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died. Are you sure you're Pierre?
Her voice is... You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your... calling. Still someone.
Hello?
Hello, Gerard. No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
No, but I got a feeling I'll kick your...
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal.
Luby. My mum tells...
Kids.
Yes, I am. That's nice. My mum is great. Yes. They look the same. They look... identical. It's a grab.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you make up for the skewer you broke.
Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry. It's Lammy!
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is...
Yes. Very soft.
Press your damn cheek against Lammy, okay?
Isn't he soft? Bye!
The door has seen...
I'll wait outside to give you some after we...
The key turn. As you look, the edge of a floorboard next to it, hollow space underneath the floorboards, nothing particular. You stick a small cylindrical object, a 9mm bullet, to be exact, fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her. It's extra. A brisk coastal wind, the room...
What is this place to you?
Waves crash. This could have been you. Who are you talking to? There is no outside. An old mirror. The bed is comforting.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the way... Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and hot...
Bullet? You didn't put it there, did you?
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant. And not a stupid one either. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into?
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability.
Yes, early with the dogs.
She probably heard the Lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130...
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman.
Did she talk to you much during her...
No, she was mostly silent. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines. I cleaned it, like I always do. No.
The truth, sire.
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun. Nothing of the sort. She isn't what you call, I don't know. Further...
It's a peninsula.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You?
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Yes, it's going to be...
No, you can do it. You stick behind the cinder block.
What more do you want to know about that poor girl? I don't...
It's...
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Are you
No, behind the cinder block.
One thing, she's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in,